I'm the Simple Car Guy, and here are 17 things you probably didn't know about the BMW X7. Did you know that pressing the gas pedal all the way down while starting the car will activate a hidden feature? It's called the emotion start, and what it does is open the exhaust flap, which is normally closed on startups, and give you some pops as the engine revs up. If you start the car normally and rev up, it will not do this. Of course, you would probably want to do this when the engine is warmed up, but it does sound great on cold starts as well. Probably sounds even better on the V8 version of the car. So I'm gonna press the accelerator all the way down, hold the brake, and then start the car. That was pretty good. An even more useful feature that I only learned about recently is that you can hold the left pedal shifter to quickly shift to optimal gear for maximum performance. Very useful when you know you'll need max power in an instant. For example, when overtaking. This is the first car I've ever had with air suspension, and there are definitely some interesting features built into it. Of course, it can adjust the ride height, but did you know that it also adjusts the mirrors and the headlights as the car raises and lowers? This way you aren't blinding people and you can actually see what's behind you without having to readjust anything. It also has built-in safety features. One really cool one is that when the system detects a flat tire, it will automatically reduce the wheel load to that tire to extend your driving range. How cool is that? You can also fully disable the system when changing a wheel or doing any work under the vehicle by simply holding this lever up for 7 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, let go, the LED goes out, and then the air suspension is now disabled. This BMW X7 also has a built-in wireless charger. Now, that isn't really special in itself, but what is special about this one is that when you place your phone on the wireless charger, it activates a built-in signal booster. BMW calls this feature an LTE compensator, and apparently you aren't allowed to use your wireless charger until you register this compensator with your phone provider. That's news to me. Did you know about this? Have you registered yours? Here is an interesting one. If you hate having smudges on your screen and constantly trying to wipe it clean, well, maybe you don't have to. You can simply hover your finger close to the touchscreen and reveal additional buttons or options. A small but cool feature that enhances the experience that I didn't even know for a while. So watch this. Not touching, didn't touch the screen, and we got that notification that was popping up over there. Same thing right here. So if I just bring it close, it brings up my devices here as well. Did you also know that the interior lighting isn't just there to look pretty? Well, realistically, that's exactly what it's there for, but it can also react to events like incoming calls, open doors, or certain reminders. This is called dynamic light and can be adjusted in the iDrive menu. For example, when the door is opened, it will blink red to warn other drivers, just like you see right here. Well, maybe you can't see it because it's very bright right now, but I'll show you what it looks like at night. But it even does this in the third row where no traffic will ever see it. Of course, that's not the only dynamic feature in this car. If you live where it snows and change your tires for the winter, you probably know that you should adjust the settings in the iDrive system to indicate so. Why? Well, it will then adjust the recommended tire pressure for the tires you have installed, as the tires have different speed ratings. However, the tire pressure actually changes based on a few different variables. For example, the tire size. So if you go into tire settings, you can change it from, let's say, 20-inch tires to 21-inch tires, or even put special authorizations in and change it to whatever size you want. Going up or down the size, the pressure will be different. That makes sense. But the recommended tire pressure will also change based on whether you are driving alone or with passengers or fully loaded, as the load condition is another variable. The weather is another factor that can change the recommended tire pressure. I'm not sure if BMW expects you to check this constantly, but it's probably a good idea to do so before a long trip and adjust your tire pressure to the recommended tire pressure before heading out. So what you would probably want to do is load up your car with everything you're bringing with, and then check the recommended pressure and adjust it to that, so you're going to be the most efficient, especially when you go on a long road trip. As we know, the BMW X7 is packed with technology such as advanced infotainment system, the iDrive screen, digital dash, heads-up display, multiple climate zones, air suspension, driver assistance, heated and cooled everything, and that requires a significant amount of power. For that reason, this car actually has two batteries. There's the primary battery just right here that is used for starting the engine and the general vehicle operations, and there's this auxiliary battery that's located right here that helps power accessories and standby functions. It allows critical systems like alarm, remote start, keyless entry to work without draining the main battery. This ensures that the electronics remain operational even when the engine is off, and the engine will start no matter what. Speaking of luxury features, if your car has the 5-zone climate control option, there will also be an extra air filter in the back to keep the air cleaner for the rear passengers. Make sure you change it when the front cabin air filters are changed. It's an often forgotten item during maintenance, and it takes 5 minutes to do it yourself. It's simply hidden behind this cover right here and behind this air duct. I have a full video on how to do this, so check that out. Here is a very cool feature available in Europe, but totally nerfed in US, the laser lights. In fact, the laser lights are only available on a few BMW models like the M4, M8, X7, and the i4, and BMW said they will not be offering this in the future as they are restricted by US law to only being used for high beams. Regular LEDs are still being used for low beam lights, but regulations require separate high and low beam functions in US, preventing adaptive laser headlights from being fully utilized. Very sad. I would love to have this feature here. At least we have auto high beams, I guess, which work really well, and I use them a lot. The car automatically toggles between the high beams on and off based on oncoming traffic and lighting conditions, making it much easier to see at night without distracting other drivers. Lastly, here are 7 more quick features that don't really need much explaining, but I still think are very cool. One of my favorite little features that I never thought I would actually need is acoustic glass, which reduces outside noise. Basically, the car has 2 layers of glass with special soundproofing film sandwiched in between. That makes the car much quieter inside by reducing road and wind noise. The audio system sounds much better because of this as well. As you know, this BMW X7 has a camera on each side of the car. Most people think it's only for helping with parking or for the 360-degree view, but these can actually act as dash cameras. This is not enabled by default, so make sure yours is on and you'll have 4 cameras recording for those emergencies. So you're just gonna go to drive recorder, and you can start recording from here when the car is running, or you can even view your recorded clips right here. And look at that, we can easily view the recorded footage just from within the car. There are a lot more details to this, so check out the full video. This feature has been on BMWs for years, and I don't think I've ever seen anyone use it. The built-in touchpad on the iDrive controller. Simple way of entering text without having to look at the screen while driving. The sun visor is expandable. No more sun blinding you from the side. Look at it go. Something I never noticed, as I rarely sit in the back, is that everyone in the car has controls for controlling the sunroof shade. Neat. So you just press this button right here for the back, or this one for the front. I have also played with this feature where the car will automatically roll down your windows when you reach a specific predetermined location. Is this the most useless feature, or am I missing something? The only use I can possibly see is if you only park in the garage and don't want the air in the car to get stuffy, so whenever you park, the windows are down and remain so until the next time you drive. What do you think? Also, does anyone use BMW's personal assistant? It can do tasks like adjusting climate controls, changing ambient light colors, and setting navigation, which isn't bad, it's actually kind of impressive, but I always just forget to use it. Hey BMW.
Hey.
Can you synchronize the temperature across the car?
The sync function is already on.
Actually, that's kind of useful. Well, there you have it. 17 features that I hope you have found interesting or maybe even useful. Which one surprised you the most? Have I missed any cool ones? Let me know down below in the comments. If you'd like to see how to unlock more features by coding your BMW X7, check out this video right here. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more BMW content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!